Hello friends, and welcome back. If you're watching this guide today, you've most likely been enjoying your playthrough of Runescape Dragonwilds, or perhaps you're like me and have snapped your keyboard in half from getting poisoned by a Garu shaman. Well, I'm here to tell you that it gets better, my friend, and I'm going to take you through a guide of the best weapons to assist you in your playthrough of Runescape Dragonwilds. We're going to be diving into all the end game weapons, as well as a few suggestions to make your way through the game on. Well, I'm glad to have you, and let's get into the video. We're going to cover all the combat styles today, but it is worth noting that this is early access, and unfortunately, the only skill that you can actually level up when it comes to combat is the melee skill. Now, you can still use the other styles, and they're quite effective, but I just wanted to note this first. So if you're wondering why you're not getting experience, that's why. I'm curious when the full patch is going to come, and I absolutely can't wait. But anyway, let's get into the actual weapons. Alrighty, I have here in my inventory a plethora of end game weapons, or at least current end game, as it's still in early access. And I want to talk a little bit about what's best and really when to use it, because that's kind of what it comes down to. Now, I do have a weapon ultimately that I think is overall the best in the game and the number one weapon I would recommend, but let's just cover everything. So, I wanted to show off this axe here, Thane's Authority. Now, when you look at it, it has the highest outright damage of any melee weapon, right? And it also looks really, really cool with this paladin armor. But in games like this, you have to take a couple things into account, and one of them is speed. As you can see, this axe is very slow, and even if it's powerful, you're going to be getting hit. In this game, you also can't really dodge in the middle, and yeah, it can just be a pain. It'll end up getting you killed. It's so slow. Thankfully, there is something you can do to help speed up your attacks. If you haven't already used it in your spellbook, there's an enchant weapon for air. There's also one for fire, which does more damage, but we're going to talk about air right now. This makes you strike a little bit faster. Now, as you can see, another issue with this axe is accuracy. And really, the problem is there's no lock on in this game, so the regular attack, the special attack is just an overhand strike down, which is cool and all, and then also the regular attack is a strike down, but this has a 4-hit combo, and really it's all just straight up and down attacks. There's not really like a slash to it. I guess that's kind of a slash, but probably doesn't really do any slash damage. So even though this axe is like the most powerful in the game, I definitely wouldn't say it's the best weapon, but it's worth getting, and it is very strong at the moment. Everything I just said pretty much applies to the Granite Maul as well. The Granite Maul is pretty cool, but it has a different special attack, and in my opinion is slightly more useful. So we're also going to use the air enchantment on it. Oh, there's a cooldown on it. That's cool. Okay, so we've got our Granite Maul enchanted here. And as you can see, it helps with the attack speed, which is really nice. And honestly, this has a little bit more range than the axe. And the special attack allows you like a nice stab. So this could be pretty good. It's a lot more accurate than the axe. And yeah, it's not like an RNG weapon. You don't have to get it as a drop. The axe comes from a drop from the Garu Berserker guys. And yeah, but I really don't think this is the best melee weapon still. You've got an iron great axe, which is in a similar boat as the Thane's Authority. It's like quite literally the exact same attack animations. But one of my favorite melee weapons, even though it isn't the best, is this iron greatsword. This is a really awesome slash, but what I like more about it is the special attack right here, which is like a sweeping 360 slash. So this might actually have some uses, especially if you're like getting surrounded by mobs. I would say this would be pretty good. I also just straight up love how it looks, because yeah, I feel like a dragon slayer. It's also actually pretty high in damage, so yeah, you could definitely use this if you wanted to make one. Now, the weapon that is probably the most famous in the entire game is the Abyssal Whip, and this could arguably be the best melee weapon. I think the thing that would make it the best melee weapon isn't necessarily its just regular attacks, because if you look, even though it's a whip, it really does not have that much attack range. You can see where it hits with the little pink highlights. But the thing that makes this valuable is the special attack, which is like a heat seeking stun. It's freaking cool. Look at that. I missed, but. Okay, there we go. See, got him. And if you're being chased by something big, that's a good way to survive. And I want to incorporate like the utility of these weapons within this guide. So I definitely think the Abyssal Whip could be considered the best weapon. But there's a melee weapon that I truly think might be just a little bit better. So this here is the Iron Mace, and if you look at the damage, it's 98, whereas the Abyssal Whip is 86. So this is technically higher in damage. It also, if you don't feel like hunting an Abyssal Demon down, it's easier to make. You don't have to go travel as much. Well, no, you probably have to travel just as much to make this, but this is an insanely good weapon. Also, I do like how it looks. This is a very classical knight build, and yeah, it is technically higher damage than the whip, but you're sacrificing the special attack and maybe a little bit of range. Now that you know what all the melee weapons do and roughly how strong they are, you can make your decision on the one that's best for you. But I want to do magic next. Yeah, we barely dodged that lightning strike. So I wanted to come up here and demonstrate, but before we get into the actual weapons, it's worth noting that when it comes to combat in this game, the spell type that you use has everything to do with it, and currently air spells, I believe, are the strongest, and it also changes what, haha, that ram got blasted, haha, those things are so annoying, I'm sorry, but anyway, the air spells are the strongest, and I know by default I think it's set to fire spells, but you can actually come here and change it by equipping them. So I currently have the air equipped, and you can equip fire and get the 4-hit combo that rains fire down like that. And then if you want to switch to air, you're going to equip it, and it'll fire an air combo now, which you can see does quite a bit of damage. Alright, so this staff here is more of a mid-level staff. It's the Draconic staff. You get it from raiding a Dragonkin vault. It's one of them creatures down there. I don't know if it's a bug or something. I have all the in-game sounds off, but the only thing I can hear are those. This is in my last video too, that's funny. Alright, anyway, this is a mid-level staff called the Draconic staff, and it's pretty good. I used it really up until I got my Staff of Light. And this staff is nice. My only complaint is that there is currently no special attack. Just chills. Yeah, I would sacrifice that if I got a shield with it. So it's not really like something I would rush out and get or anything. But it is very cool. The animation for it is insane. Those do a lot of damage. It looks really cool. But again, magic right now you can't actually even level up. So maybe you want to make it and throw it in the bank for a while, but yeah, I wouldn't say the Staff of Light is anything to write home for. I'm going to end up dying. What a great combat guide. Show you how to die. But yeah, magic right now is good. It's good for, utility and range, but there aren't like snares. It would be pretty cool if they ended up adding Ice Barrage. Like, imagine a Ancient Staff, and you could cast like an Ice Barrage or an Ice Spell to freeze multiple enemies or something. But anyway, yeah, let's move on to ranged. So you can make a bow out of Blightwood, but the strongest two ranged weapons are the Crystal Bow and the Hunter Stag Bow. Ranged can zoom in, right? And you can snipe enemies, or with a regular bow, you can shoot from the hip like this. Let me put on the Crystal Bow. You can just shoot an arrow, right? Well, with the Hunter Stag Bow, you actually can't shoot an arrow like this. He just does, or you do like a kick attack. So it's kind of interesting. So what I assume the utility for this weapon is as a sniping weapon, because it has insane ranged power, at least comparatively to like other bows. But even then, as you can see, it didn't like kill a ram in one hit or anything. but it is quite the sniper weapon. Let's see if I can hit this guy. Yeah, I hit him from really far away, so... And by the way, this NPC that I'm attacking is actually what drops the schematics for this weapon. So if it seems like something you like, come up here, kill some of these guys, do Vanaka's quest, and you'll probably get it. Yeah, this is really far away, so that's super nice. But yeah, I guess it essentially functions like a sniper rifle, because Sparta kick people if they get close to you. But personally, I think the next weapon is the best weapon in the entire game, and that is the beloved crystal bow. Now, the reason I glazed the crystal bow so hard is not because of the outright power. It is very powerful. It's very nice to, just use. It hits close to as strong as the stag hunter bow. But the thing with this is it actually can stagger your opponents. So let's say you're being chased here. We'll go up here. We'll get chased by some stuff real quick. No. No. You can use the special attack and it will like explode and splinter to the other NPCs and do like an explosion. And it's just crazy good for getting away. And like, yeah, it's amazing. Like, look how good this is. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've died so many times, and like they can't even get up close to me to fight me. So clearly, even though it might not do the most damage in one hit or anything, it is a crazy powerful weapon. It's essentially a shotgun that explodes and stuns your enemy. I hope they don't end up nerfing it, but it could be a very good possibility. Anything in here? Oh, cool, an ornament. And I get blasted by lightning. There we go. Now we got our ornaments. But yeah, if you didn't know, there's a way to tell how powerful your weapon is, like off a single glance, because a lot of people don't notice this for a while. But if you hover over the weapon, there's like a diamond where it says power level 4. And yes, it says damage, but sometimes you're on the go and you're just looking. You can see right there, and this is more of an indication how powerful something is, because some of the power levels can be a little hard to read. I mean, not really, but I do want to make this guide like, for anyone, even if you're not super savvy with these types of games. I do hope that I was able to help you in some way or another. Combat in this game I find really fun because it's a lot like Elden Ring to me, and yeah, I can't wait for more. If this video helped you, I would really appreciate a like. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know if I was wrong. I mean, I'm a human being. Who knows? Maybe I missed something. If you have a good weapon that you found and you think's better than the stuff I listed, or maybe you think the crystal bow's terrible, let me know in the comments section. I really do appreciate you having a discussion with me. But without further ado, Pride Slayer out.